Hello, this is Krista and Christina Rue of HLC Bookkeeping and Office Services. We are welcoming you to HLC Saturday Solutions. So, Christina, what is the purpose of our Saturday Solutions?
Well, sometimes we just got stuff to say. Really. With a purpose. It's with a purpose.
That's right.
We just thought we get a lot of questions, comments, concerns throughout the week from a business perspective, a spiritual perspective, a home life balance perspective. So we just thought, why not do a quick little 15-20 minute on Saturdays, talk about things going on, because if it's happening in our lives, the clients' lives, their family's lives, it's probably happening in other people's lives. So we just try to find good solutions to help people through where they live, work, and worship.
Okay.
How about that?
That's it. That's what we did.
It's that simple.
All right. So let's recap what we did last week. So last week we talked about the importance of having a household budget and including everyone in the household on that discussion, including the kids. So, of course, they're not going to be on the higher level discussions, but they need to see that this is something you guys do as a family because this is a skill that they're going to need later in life as well.
Correct.
And it's really important that they understand money is a tool.
Yep.
It's not good. It's not bad. It's a tool you need in this life, and they have to know how to use it.
That's it. That's it. Just teach them how to use it and be responsible with it. That's all.
That's all you got to do. And if you need help on that, we have budget sheets we can go over with you and go from there. And then we also talked about our second topic was how we had some of our clients don't trust computers. They won't use computers. So we had to come up with a solution to get the information we need so that we can help them to make sure that they're doing things correctly from a bookkeeping perspective, and that would be beneficial to the accountant when they do their end of year taxes. So we came up with a paper-based called Business in a Binder. And it's literally a binder that you go through your entire life on a monthly basis with your business and you write it all down. And then there's a summary sheet for each month, and then there's an annual summary page, and that's what you give to the
accountant.
Yeah. Done.
You're kind of building your business through the year, just like you do whether you have a software program or a written-based program. They still need the same information.
Exactly. Exactly. And then also we talked about how as a nonprofit, sometimes your focus is a little different because they do fund, F-U-N-D, accounting.
Yep.
Because things have to be segmented for their usage. What is their purpose for that?
Correct.
And then we had a little bonus section because Christina had a password fiasco.
I did. And we talked about not just knowing where your passwords were, but knowing who can fix it when you completely screw up.
That's right. Because everybody makes mistakes.
Yes.
It's okay. Own them, acknowledge them, and fix them.
I like to make mistakes occasionally so people don't think I'm perfect.
Yeah, that must be it. Okay. All right. Well, for this week's topics, we did a boo-boo. We were going to do the first Saturday of each month.
Correct.
We were going to do Off the Bookshelf.
Correct.
Which is professional education. Some of the books we read, and we forgot. So we're going to do that this week. So the book I'd like to call to your attention this week, it's called Profit First by Mike Michalowicz. This is excellent.
Revolutionary.
Yes, he writes it from a very conversational point of view. So, yes, he uses accounting terms, but he introduces them in a nice way so you're not intimidated by it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think that it's a wonderful foundation because I'll be honest, we don't learn this in school, in accounting school, because we do bookkeeping and we do profit and loss and we do balance sheet. And this changed my life.
Took it to another level.
Because it's profit first. You pay your profit first before you do anything else. And I was like, what?
Because you're in
you
business.
Can't do that.
Are you not in business to make a
right?
profit?
You're in business to make money, people.
Yes.
Come on. So I highly, highly recommend it.
Yeah.
And it's
there are some people who are certified coaches in this.
Yes,
This is
I am
all
not.
they do.
I am not. I just think that this is, I do though use this from setting up banking because he has a special way to set up banks. And I agree. When you segregate your money, there's less chance of you using the tax payments for operations.
Yeah, let's talk about the fact that if you put everything all in one bucket, that bucket, if it has money in it, you want to spend it.
Yes. But sometimes remember, you don't pay certain payroll taxes right away. They could be paid quarterly. And if you didn't set that aside and that deadline is what, 7/31, you're going to be panicking on 7/25.
And I just talked about this yesterday with a client that, like, if you go to the bank and they tell you, hey, you got this much money in your bank account, that doesn't mean I don't have bills outstanding on that money. It means it hasn't hit your bank account
That's
yet.
Right.
So, like, just because it's there doesn't mean it's available. So, like, this, it's definitely worth the read.
It's definitely. And don't, again, get intimidated by the chart and be like, oh my God, my percentages are so off. That gives you your goals, people. So,
again, we aspire to perfection.
That's right.
If you're born perfect,
good luck. Because I don't think anyone is. And if you think you're perfect, you got some issues. So, everybody needs improvement.
Exactly.
Don't be afraid to step out of the box.
That was a good pick. That was a good pick.
I know. I love it. I love it. It's a great book. And I visit it all the time. I'll be like, what did he say?
Well, and that is one of the things that we talk about. Just because you read it once doesn't mean you're done with that book.
That's right.
Like, we like to go back and kind of go through things.
Because your perspective changes as you acquire more information.
And we talked about, don't be afraid to write in it. It's your book.
Yes, I write all over it. I have different color highlights. Yes. You got to make it yours.
Exactly. Take ownership of it.
That's right. So that was.
Thank you, Mr. McCallowick
is how I'm saying it.
For writing your book.
It's wonderful. He has other books, The Pumpkin Plan, another good read.
It's one for children too. We just bought that one.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to read that
to
see
see what it says
to help with kids. Yeah.
Yeah. So again, have fun, educate yourself because it's so important to keep that education coming.
Yep.
All right. So then the next thing we wanted to talk about, our second topic, is contractors and how they are getting hard to find.
Yep. Yeah. We had mentioned about how bookkeeping, not everybody finds it as exciting as we do. So
we love it.
Sometimes it's hard to find a good bookkeeping firm or accounting firms that do bookkeeping, that sort of thing. Well, what we're finding being out in the business world is sometimes it's hard to find the good carpenter, the good plumber, the
electrician.
Yes. Like
these
not
are
a lot of
people
people
who are not your employees.
Fields.
You're usually hiring them for a specific project, which again, this is a good time to again say, we need a W-9 on file for you because if you're not my employee, I need to tell.
Certificate of insurance.
That's right.
Separate them
those
out
three
from
things you should be getting from any contractor.
Right. But what we wanted to do is do a hats off. We should have done this on Labor Day, but But it's a hats off to the people who are out there being subcontractors,
keep the world
and
working,
keeping that skill set going. And we just want to encourage the younger generation going into these type of positions. Not only is it necessary and needed, it's a skill set you will never
lose.
Yes.
Once you know how to do it, you know how to do it.
Everybody needs it. And even just speaking of that, go outside tomorrow or yesterday and my tire's flat.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, it was.
And I'm like, does anybody have a mobile tire service that can just come change a tire? I don't know. That would be a great business idea.
I would pay for that. I would pay premium for that.
Absolutely. So if anybody can put in the comments, because it's still sitting out back with the flat on it, because again, no donut. We unloaded the whole trunk. Thank you, Sean. He unloaded the whole trunk and there was no donut. How do you get a new car without a donut?
I don't know.
That's a phone
So
call.
that dealership's getting a call.
Yeah.
Anyways, so
getting back on track with the subcontractors.
Yeah.
They have a particular skill set that they can bring that brings value to whatever you need them to do.
Right.
Right. So whether that skill set is building shelvings, putting up paneling, doing whatever, putting in pools, whatever, those are subcontractors that you need in your life.
That's right. So learn who they are.
Yep.
Word of mouth is always the best way.
Ones.
Yeah, because there's some sketchy ones out there.
And this is where we talk about pricing, because you have people all over the board with what they charge, and sometimes people are too much and they won't fit into your budget, but they're the best.
Right.
So they should be charging a higher rate. So like, these are things you kind of have to weigh. Is it worth that kind of money, or can I get it cheaper somewhere else? You know, but with there being such a lack of subcontractors, sometimes it's hard to find that.
But again, if you have that certificate of insurance.
Yeah. And they're legit bit of people.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Because if they have insurance.
Yeah.
Again, I can't emphasize that enough. Insurance.
If they're doing
W-9.
Work for you, yes,
that's right.
You can require them to show you their certificate of insurance.
Absolutely. You're to have it on file.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, important.
Yeah.
And these are people you need to know, and you need to know good ones.
Yes.
All right.
So thank you to the subcontractors who do what you do.
Yes. And we have tons of contacts. So if you're having anything done at your home or business, feel free to call. We can give you a list. So number 3, we want to talk about feeding your soul.
So how many of us don't leave time in our schedule for the things that bring us joy? A lot.
Yep.
We're so busy taking the kids to games, or making sure that project deadline is met, or making sure that this project is done, and you have a deadline over here for something you're helping with the church, and here's a deadline over here for something you're helping with a nonprofit or something. There's a lot going on. And amidst all this, you have to feed your soul, whether it's with a good book, whether it's with education, whether it's with going to an event that's going to enlighten your soul. And like, you have to believe in something greater than yourself. I mean, you do. You have to strive forward, move ahead, that sort of thing. So I don't want to get preachy on you, but I'm just saying, like, we have to get fed. We can't keep give, and not be poured into. So, like, we have to take the time to allow that to happen. And, like, I know, girls, I know we're control freaks. I know. I work with one. So I know, control freak wise, you're like, I have to be in charge to know things are done right. You don't. You really don't. Somebody might do it different than you, but you have to let them do. And you have to take time for you.
All right.
So I'm just saying.
Yes, I agree with that. I agree with that.
Oh, but I hear the buts.
However, what I'm a firm believer, yes, you do not hang over your employees. Did you do this? Did you do that? I'm a firm believer in that. I believe you give them a lane. Here's the starting point. Here's the ending point. here's the stops I need you to make along the way, and here's the path. And I walk away because it's at that point, then it's their responsibility. But I check on them. But if you don't give any instruction and there's 1,000 different ways for them to do it, that's not efficient either. So, like, to a point, you have to. I don't believe in managing employees because you manage stuff. Employees are people. So I tell them the path I'd like them to trod. That's it.
What does that have to do with pouring joy into your soul?
Because it brings me joy to help people.
Okay.
It does. To get things done. Like, when you can check something off the list, that's huge. Like, to me, that is a joy bringer.
It is.
It really is, because it's stress off.
It's done.
Stress off.
It's done.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, everybody defines joy in their own way.
Correct. So, like, my little point of this segment was to call to your attention to make time to get poured into. Whatever fills you up with that happiness, that joy, that wanting to move things forward, feeling, do it. Take 20 minutes, an evening, whatever. Like the church is doing Grace in the Grove on July 30th. I cannot wait for that. We're going to have people singing, having a joyful time. Hopefully we'll have some other entertainment,
weather where it's not 90 degrees.
Yeah. So like those are things that like I'm putting on my schedule and I'm not scheduling over it. So make sure you're putting joyful things on your schedule. I color code my schedule. So what's your joy color? It should be something you're not using already, so you know, oh, that's my joy event.
See, that's true. I make all my family stuff like this really pretty shaded blue. Because I'm not even a blue person. I'm a red person. I don't know why. But like, I think it because it's like, cool down, chill out. So that's blue.
Relax.
You can relax here. Yeah.
Exactly.
I think that's probably my mindset.
You can be you and not be in charge.
Yes, that's so nice. It really is. Yes, even control freaks need a break. Okay, we do.
And that was my point.
Yes.
All different personalities.
That's right.
Take the time to find your joy and get filled up.
Yes, and sort of along those lines, I think we need to say thank you to people more often. Because sometimes they have helped us. And did we tell them thank you? Have we brought it to their attention? How what they did for us helped us? So along those lines, I have 3 thank yous. One is to Dr. Annette Merlino. She is a dentist because I had an issue. And so she took care of it, which was wonderful. And then the second to my clients, because you sort of have to take off work when you have an issue. So, and they're very understanding. So again, thank you to my clients. And then one of my good friends, he knows I'm a planner. I plan everything. So he bought me a planner. It's the Galactic Plan, and I am very much enjoying it. So thank you, Mr. John Twig. This is by Bruce Macaulay, Chief Security Officer, Galactic Advisors. And in 20 minutes, I feel like I took total control of my next quarter.
This was something that brought you joy.
It did. It really, really did.
She couldn't wait to tell me.
I couldn't. She got up this morning and I'm like knocking, hey, we got to talk about this.
Crazy.
But again, thank you for acknowledging that that's something that brings me joy. And then thank you to Carol.
Out of my house before you start talking.
Because sometimes we work so much, it'll be 2:00 and we'll forget to eat. So Carol from the Lutheran Church in Jeanette, they had a hoagie sale.
Yeah, delicious.
Delicious. Yep. Very, very good. Big, so it's really like a lunch and dinner. So, like, again, this is little things you can do in your community to support your community.
Yep. Yeah.
So,
and that gives joy.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It does. Yeah. So I thank you, because feeding your soul, feeding your belly, because you have to feed people physically.
Mind, body, spirit. You have to feed them all.
That's right.
And kind of with today's topics, we did.
Oh, there you go. I think that's a great way to end. Okay. So again, Krista and Christina Rue, HLC Bookkeeping and Office Services, 724-561-7460. Website?
HLCbookkeeping.com.
Is that it? It just seems so short. I keep wanting to say it.
I didn't do www. Everybody knows about that.
And you can reach us by email at office@yourhlc. All right, so have a blessed Saturday.
It's gorgeous out. Nice weather, not too hot.
That's it.
Absolutely. Oh, I got to hit the end button. Sorry about that.
Bye-bye.
I forgot.